Alright, everybody, welcome to another episode of Indie Increase, where we review and examine indie game store pages and provide marketing advice and feedback to help developers best sell their games. I am Josh Placer from Game Wisdom, and join me, my co host from Nexus Games, Sharky.
Hello, everybody.
My
I'm not even
hair's.
gonna go with the meme today.
Uh, Apparently, my hair is going with the crazy meme after I watched it last night. It's going every which way.
Uh,
But as always, we're going to be reviewing two very different games this week. And if you'd like to submit a game for a future show, please reach out to either one of us. You'll find contact information in both of our respective descriptions. So, with that, are you ready to begin?
just about. Okay, I am ready.
All right, then let's get into it. So, we are starting off with Blade Assault. The two games this week were not dev submissions, but they are games we decided just to take a look at for their respective pages. So, we'll begin with the thumbnail. So, for me, this one it feels just okay. Like it doesn't seem to be like there doesn't really seem to be any structure to it.
Yeah, there isn't any real structure to it, but aesthetically, it looks good, kind of thing. But I think that's the main thing it's got going for it.
hmm You can barely make out the assault.
Yeah, the assault is not readable at all, basically, and Blade, on the other hand, is very, very readable.
hmm
And the image is telling you that this is a fighting game of some kind, but it's not telling you much of anything else, you know.
Yeah,
And
and
it's you could slightly maybe get the cyberpunk feel from the mask, but you could also get like Corona feel from that. It just doesn't really, really truly portray the cyberpunk, of
mhm,
the actual game.
yeah, and like the green is just very non-descriptive. Like as you're for those of you watching this, you can see the screenshots, the slideshow on the left there, and none of those screenshots feature anything of that exact color.
No.
And the main character on the thumbnail is not the main character in the game, too.
Yeah.
And when we get
Which is
to
weird.
the trailers, we won't be playing all three, but I'm going to show you the call to action on the second trailer, and that look to it, I think would have worked a lot better for the thumbnail art here.
Hmm.
So, like Shark said, it's not a bad thumbnail, but it's one of those thumbnails where it's not selling me on the game unless I'm already sold. Like, if I'm coming to this game from watching, a YouTuber play or seeing a review, I don't necessarily care about this thumbnail. But if I'm a new consumer, seeing this for the first time, I don't know if this would get me to click on this page.
But the only way you're going to really pay any attention to the thumbnail is if you're coming from Steam or some other place where the thumbnail is required to see it before you click,
Mm-hmm.
like itch.io, Keymailer,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to, if you're taking a hyperlink here from like, a YouTube channel, a Discord or something like that, thumbnail doesn't matter.
Yep.
But
But
if you're coming from a place where you have to click on you'll find it and click on it, the thumbnail is going to matter in that case.
mm-hmm.
For this thumbnail, I think I'm going to give it a solid C.
Yeah. I think for me, like it's distinctive. It just doesn't really sell it. I've been hovering between C and C plus.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I don't know if it does enough for me for a C plus. I think maybe I have to go with a C with it as well.
All right.
So Let's go to the trailers. So there's 3 different trailers, and what we found when we were doing the review is that I think what they're doing is they're releasing new trailers of the game, and they're basically ordering these in, the newest first. So the third trailer, I think, is considered the main one, and you'll see why after we play the first one.
I was already playing the first one while you were talking.
Alright, I will start mine. There we go.
I was like, are you not going to talk about the trailer?
So, it's just very generic footage. The music is not really, like, timed to anything here.
No. And the stinger is a whole bunch of nothing. The call to action is almost non-existent.
Mm-hmm. The only thing this first one has going for is that it's short. Or it's on the shorter side.
Yeah.
And the screen shake is kind of hurting my head a little bit.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, and then the little singer at the end just does nothing.
Yep.
And there's like 3 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds of black screen that just doesn't really like do much.
Yep. And the call to action isn't a call to action. It's just the name.
Mm-hmm. Now, the other 2 trailers, I'm going to play them. I'm going to leave the music as low as I can make it. Like, the second one definitely shows off more. Music's a little bit better.
It's a better trailer.
Yeah.
I think the worst trailer is the first trailer, but that's the trailer that the grade goes off of. The main grade.
That's not what you want.
You lead with your best foot forward, not your worst.
Unless you're a masochist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the second one, it's actually showing the systems. It's showing that you die and you come back to life.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it is. Well, I wouldn't say it's the best trailer for this game. It's definitely worlds better than the first.
Yeah, I think the third trailer is the best trailer.
Yeah. So you can see, I'm going to pause it here on my screen. At the 58-second mark, you have the call to action. And you can see, like, the character standing there, or he's doing, like, his little pose. You have, like, bad guys in the background. This, I think, would have made a far better thumbnail for this game.
Yep. Assault is still hard to read, though.
Yeah. But Blade is, I think, even easier to read.
Yeah.
Although the B kind of looks like an R. It looks like a Blade Assault. But it doesn't connect all the way. Alright, and then...
Blade Assault.
Alright, so third trailer... I think the third trailer has the best music.
It's the best overall.
Yeah. And I think it's the oldest one on the store page.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you don't want 3 trailers of questionable quality. Ideally, you want one amazing trailer, and then if your game needs to have more things explained or systems shown, have a secondary or even a third backup trailer.
Yeah, which those trailers should not be quote unquote selling you on the game. They should be, that's what the first one does. That's what all 3 of these do. They just don't do as good a job as they should.
Yep.
The third one does the best job of it, and it's the last one you'll see.
Yep. It has the most structure, I think, of the 3.
Yeah.
But
if they had just had this third trailer on their page, they would get a lot better grade.
Yeah. And like it still has like those 3 seconds of just black screen. Like, you could probably just do that with 1 second, maybe even half a second. And like even the call to action at the end of the third trailer, that would have also, I think, been a really good thumbnail. I think the second one would have been slightly better, but I think this one would also work. Him, standing there, laser sword. Looks like there's a little robot over him. So, what do you think? Oh.
I think they got worse as they went along, as they went farther.
Yeah. So the grade for this one is a little bit weird. If we graded on the third trailer, it would probably, the Shark said, get a higher grade.
You'd get a lot higher grade.
But
I think if we graded on that last trailer, it'd probably be what, like a B plus.
I don't go that high, but I think maybe B minus for me. Like, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It has better structure to it. I think I would probably go B minus on it.
I think I'd go B or B plus,
Yeah.
but it's not what we're going with. We're going with that first trailer because that's the trailer people are going to see before they click off.
Mm-hmm.
And that first trailer is definitely not in the B range.
No.
It's definitely not in the C range either. It is just really random clips of footage kind of thing. No real call to action, no structure at all. The music doesn't fit, doesn't go with, or anyway with with the video. There's just a lot of nothing there.
Yeah. I would. It definitely doesn't get into the F range.
No, it's
Like
not that bad.
we were leaning towards a D, I think, for this, but given the quality or at least the improvements of the other two trailers, it does bump it up.
Yeah, I think the first trailer would be a like a D minus kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to give them bonus points for the second two trailers being better, and that's going to bump them up to a D.
Mm-hmm.
Although, had they just deleted the first two trailers, they would
Mm-hmm.
have a world better grade.
Yeah.
Because the fact is most consumers are not going to see that second and third trailer. That's the reason why they're it doesn't bump it up by much because
Mm-hmm.
the first one is going to turn a lot of people off to this game, and they're going to lose people, and then the they're not even going to see the second and third, and the ones that do see the second and third are the ones that are already sold or almost sold kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and they get a little bit of bump there, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like for me, if I give it a D, I think I'll go to a D plus, and you'll go to a D, I guess.
I'll just give it a D plus. We'll
Okay.
just go solid D plus.
All right. So the screenshots. There are original ones here. Not the best.
Yeah, there are original ones here, but there's also a lot of repeats. There's also this fifth screenshot that is just insanely messy, and you can't even really tell what's going on in it.
Mm-hmm. And then they do repeat the boss scene from the third trailer, but again, when you have like massive shots like that, they're okay to repeat because they're
Yeah.
fantastic to include. But like the last screenshot just does nothing. It's just been standing there holding a sword.
Yep.
So again, when it comes to images, it's very easy to score high or score low. And
This one doesn't either.
yeah, it's on the better side from what we've seen, but it only goes so far.
Yeah. There's several repeats that are not acceptable,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a few repeats that are acceptable,
It does
and
have more
there's
than the five.
some useless screenshots in here as well. That why is that even in here? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a B minus.
Yeah, I think I'll go as well. I it does I think enough right to keep it out of the C range, but not much else. I think to prop it up more.
Yeah,
All right,
but had
so
it done much worse, it would have been D or F
Mm-hmm.
because screenshots swing really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So when we scroll down to their About This Game page, before we get there, we get this a custom banner for Discord kind of thing, and we get this development roadmap, which are both really good.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to give them bonus points for their About This Game page when after we give the grade based off adding these in as
Mm-hmm.
bonuses.
Yeah. So we start with just an image, and we
Which
get.
is the same as the screenshot above.
Mm-hmm. Then we get some gifs.
Yep. They got proper text size here,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think the like the third paragraph is too long.
Mm-hmm. And they're not describing in the gifs the actual systems. It's just different scenes of fighting.
Yeah. And usually we talk about, hey, you get bonus points for having, you know, uh banners and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
like most games, pretty much every game that doesn't have a banner at least has a header, where it's either using blue text or bolded
Some
white
kind of
font or
organization. Yeah.
just separating the text something. This
Mm-hmm.
one does not have that. This one does not only doesn't have banners, it doesn't have headers, which we don't ever see really,
Yeah.
except
And
for like pages that have like nothing on them.
mm-hmm. And like in the second trailer, you saw like very quickly they talked about kind of like the gameplay systems, the core upgrades. I would have liked to have seen a GIF here about that.
Yeah.
Because again, so far all we know about this game is that it's just all action.
Yep. And if you look at the final GIF, that was
Mm-hmm.
in the trailer and in the screenshots.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you look at all of these screens, every image and GIF down here in this in
Mm-hmm.
the About This Game, they're all in what looks like basically the same environment, which we know there's more environments in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
like
So,
this is really kind of killing that.
yep. And it could have definitely have stood to have more descriptions, I think, in this one.
Yeah. So this is not a high grade. I mean, first impressions would think this would be a high grade, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. No.
And they've also wasted space by putting these, still images and not GIFs,
Mm-hmm.
which makes them even more pointless kind of thing, at least in
Yeah.
most cases. So, like, considering the bonus points for the stuff above,
Mm-hmm. Like, for me, without the bonus points, I was saying maybe like
C
C plus,
range.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Without the bonus points, definitely C range. Probably
Mm-hmm.
gentleman C.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say gentleman C without the bonus points.
Mm-hmm.
But with the bonus points, I'm going to say B minus.
Nah. I feel like with them, like for me, the roadmap I think is more important than the Discord banner because at least it shows people that there's a plan for this game. That they're not just fire and forget with this game's launch. So
Yeah,
I'll go with a
but
B minus as well.
at the same time, I do not like roadmaps
Mm,
because roadmaps are often full of empty promises.
yeah, but they are good for the consumer to at least give some semblance of trust.
Yeah.
And so I'll go with a B minus too. All right.
So onto the title card.
Mm-hmm.
They have 3 tags. They're missing a freebie, single player.
Mm-hmm.
they have the franchise of NeoWiz, which is not a franchise. That is a publisher name.
Mhm.
So demerit there.
Yeah. Checked out the website. It is okay. They use a lot of
Yeah,
the same like images and descriptors from the About This Game page over there. But
it's just it's 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 good enough. I think it's good enough to be on here,
yeah,
but it's not a good example by any
it's
means.
very clean to read. You can find information very easily. And I believe you can send them a message on Twitter for this one. But
Is
they
Smoke back?
oh, a smoke. But the problem is that you have, the Discord. They obviously have a Discord server, but it's not linked over here, so that's a demerit.
Yep.
There's
And the
no.
Twitter. Could you message them on the Twitter?
I think you could have.
There's no other social media on here. There's no YouTube. There's no Facebook.
Let me say it really fast.
There's no.
Oh
It's just
no, you
Twitter.
cannot.
You can't.
No, you can send a message on the
So
website, but not on Twitter.
so basically, no Twitter either.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, because of that.
Yep.
So
They're missing the
another demerit.
tag. Yeah. So,
I mean, we'll call the tags even
mm,
because
but not doing a whole lot social media wise.
nope,
So I can't see. I think giving it in the B range.
absolutely not.
Mm,
I'm thinking. I think I'm going to have to change this one. I think I'm going to have to go with a solid C.
mm. I think I'll keep mine at a C plus. I think the website being very clean, very readable, and easy to contact them does help, but they're missing a lot of the basic fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
So the final grade for this one, like looking over our notes, so we gave the trailer a D plus. Then we
We
gave
can
screen.
screenshot the B minus.
Mm-hmm.
Give the
Title.
thumbnails a C/C plus.
Yeah, I think didn't you go? Wait, I think you went to a B minus on that, or no? Did you keep it at a C plus?
What?
The thumbnail.
No,
Okay.
I went C. You went C plus.
Okay. Then the about this game, we both gave it a B minus. Title card C plus. So the trailer was the lowest grade on here for sure.
And it could have been the highest had they put the last trailer first
Mm-hmm.
and had it be the only trailer.
Yeah. So everything around it does bring it up, but I don't think it would bring it up, 2 or 3 grades.
Yeah, I
So
think it's just enough to bring it up by 1 grade
yeah, which would
from a D
be.
plus to a C minus.
Mm-hmm. Now, if the trailer was better, like if we did give the trailer like a B, it would the rest of the grades would not bring it up, obviously.
Yeah, the rest of the grades would probably bring it down.
Yeah.
So, like, if we were to delete the first 2 trailers, kind of thing, and just grade the second trailer, it'd be like a B, B plus, somewhere around in there. And then the others would probably bring it down. They would definitely bring it down, but they probably wouldn't bring it down enough to affect the grade. So the final grade would have been a B plus, B, somewhere around in there.
Yeah, probably
But
in the B
the way
range.
the way it is right now, C minus.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I mean that's the impact of your trailer right there.
Yeah. Consumers don't want to have to hunt down information. You have to put the best stuff forward, and if you don't have the
Trim
best
all
stuff,
the fat.
yep.
They like it lean, mean, in a fight machine.
Yeah. All right. So, with that, are you ready to move on to our second game?
Yes.
All right. For our second game this week, it is Tales of Iron. This was a game that we played on stream. Ultimately, I think I came down more on the thumbs down side for the game, but we'll see the store page can at least do things from a marketing standpoint.
I know watching you play it, I definitely came down on the thumbs down because it was insanely grindy
Yeah.
for
So,
no reason at all. It's
mm-hmm.
just, you
Yep.
know, we don't, it's like we don't want to make more content, but we want a long game, so we're just going to fluff this out for a long time.
Yep. So the thumbnail, I think it's very eye catching.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty
Yep.
and aesthetically pleasing.
It has some structure with, the different colors left on the right. We have.
Well, the colors doesn't really give it structure, but what does give it structure is on the blue side you have the sword that points towards Tails of Iron, and on the yellow side you have this spear and this
Mm-hmm.
spear that points to Tails of Iron. But also you have these other two spears that point away from it, and on the blue side you have these three that point away from it.
Yeah.
And then on this, mouse in the front, you have this. You could say that it's pointing towards it, to the back way, but more realistically, this white is catching your eye, and it's forming a triangle here of a sword, literally, that's pointing right towards the neck and pointing to stabbing him. So, like, I would say that's not pointing towards it. So, like, structure-wise, this is,
Mm-hmm.
I would say bad, but not like it's bad structure, but it's not no structure. It's not negative structure.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad, structure. It's bad in the positive sense, not bad as in the negative sense. I guess would be.
It's badly positive. Is that safely extreme?
Yeah,
Yeah. And
it's not detracting, is what I'm saying. It's adding, but it's adding so minusculely that it's almost null.
yeah.
But also you have the fact that this sword that's pointing towards it is blue on blue with a little bit of black outline, and same thing with these spears; they're yellow on yellow with a little bit of black outline. So
Yeah.
like it makes them harder to see. It makes the structure that much less valuable.
Yeah. And yet, to Smoke's comment, like we saw that with that Metroidvania that I played during the Indie Next Fest, that the levels are just massive, but you're just running from left to right. Or that Dread Delusion game where it's this massive, big open space and there's nothing in there.
Which game was the first one you were talking about?
That Aztec one with the girl with
Oh,
the axe.
yeah,
Yeah, like again, I think today's market, people want quality over quantity.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and Tales of Iron also suffered from having more quantity than quality.
Yep.
So, for the grade of this one, like the text is very readable, and again, I think the look of it kind of overwrites some of the complaints. Because this is
Well, I
going to,
don't think it overwrites it. I think it just counters.
yeah,
Like, but I have issues with the font they use because that font makes me think this is a Pixar game, and it's definitely not.
no, it is certainly not. So for me, I'm not too much bothered by the font, and again, I think in terms of marketing, the thumbnail is on the better side. Again, like unlike the last game, like this is one that if you're scrolling down or you're looking on the store page and you see this, you're going to be curious about what the hell is going on here.
Mm,
So for me, I'm going to give it a B.
I'm going to give it a B minus.
All right.
And to Smoke's point, like the the true length of your game is the point where people quit. And if you're fluffing it out and making a 100-hour game, but people quit after 5 minutes, you got a 5-minute game.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are you ready for the trailer?
If Steam is yes.
All right. Three, two, one.
So they have a cold opening here of sorts. Got the
Embark
title screen.
on an epic tale of vengeance.
Yeah, that's the
Volume here,
voice actor of Geralt.
A vast kingdom under siege.
which seems to be the main selling point of this game.
Mastered brutal combat with fatal executions.
Wonder if that was the main part of the budget too.
Together
Could have
with
been.
brave companions. Brew empowering recipes.
I mean, the gameplay trailer,
Weapons and rugged armor.
it's showing off a lot.
Hmm.
Now, one thing I think it does help is that there's a variety of environments.
Rescue
Yeah.
your brothers.
I didn't even see that jetpack guy in the game that I played.
Banish the vile frog clan.
I mean, it's definitely, I think, while I don't think the structure is perfect,
Broken kingdom.
I think again that the footage it's showing is enough to get your attention.
Yeah. And the structure is really off. And the call to action is not a good call to action. It doesn't tell you where to buy the game. It just tells you Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Yep.
I don't even think the store page even tells you that though.
So there's a narrative trailer that
Show no mercy.
is just again continuing with showing very similar footage.
One king.
Really, like, it doesn't hurt this page, but I don't think it's really going to factor into the grade of it.
Yeah, we're not gonna look at it.
Yeah.
So like trailer wise, what do you think? I mean, like it's got structure, but it's got not the normal standard good structure kind of thing.
Yeah.
It has this. It has the. We have an expensive voice actor structure rather than we have a good trailer structure.
Yeah. And again, I think the style of this game does smooth away some of the complaints to some extent, but it does, I think, keep it from getting like super high marks.
Yeah,
Like,
and if we use the knowledge of the gameplay, we would definitely downgrade the
Yeah.
downgrade everything by a lot.
yeah, but no, we
But
can't do
we're
that
not
here.
we're not counting that in.
Yeah. I mean, I like the fact that it shows a variety of stuff, I think really does help. But
Mhm.
without having that structure, we can't give it a high B.
Yeah, I think this is a B minus.
Yeah. I think I'll go with a B minus. If the call to action was better, I think I
It'd
would
be a
bump it up
solid
to a B, yeah.
Yeah. So on to the screenshots, and the first screenshot is a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting with, you know, this, hype train, trying to get you hyped. Look at all the people that found this game, amazing. And I look here, I know who IGN is. I don't know what the BX is for
Yeah.
it. Is that some kind of,
BMX?
off, you know, is that some kind of fake IGN or something? I don't know. Is that just a specific person in there? I don't know. Then you have well played. Who the heck is well played? It's got Game Tyrant. Who the heck is Game Tyrant? Watch these all be like these YouTube channels with a few million subscribers that are now going to attack us.
Oh, good.
I don't
Well,
know who
Shark's the
Game
one who
Reviews
said it,
is.
not me.
I don't know who the gamer is. I do know who Screen Rant is.
I don't know Game Skinny.
I don't know who Geek Culture is. I don't know who PC Invasion is. I don't know Tom's Guide. I don't know Game Skinny. I don't know Nosy Pixel. I don't know True Achievements. And then they're repeating Screen Rant down here and Game Skinny down here.
Mm-hmm. Also, Screen
And
Rant's
Gamer,
exploring the
the gamer
world of
here.
Tales of Iron is a constant delight. I would have to call question on that one.
Yeah, like I have to call in question a lot of things Screen Rant says. So
Yeah.
having them on here is not a selling point. And this is just drawing all kinds of red flags for me, This is like, we're the game is not good, but the hype is. So we're selling the hype. And based off of the gameplay that we've seen,
Yeah.
that is 100% true, it seems.
So the screenshots themselves.
So I would say all these grades are null and void after what we've actually seen. Because I mean, what would you rate the game? The game wisdom. What would be the game wisdom score here for the gameplay?
Below not bad. I don't know what my below not bad factor is.
What would it be, like 3 out of 10 not bads?
Again, I don't do numerical reviews. It gets a meh.
Yeah, I would give this game, based on the gameplay I've seen, 2 out of 10. It was not good. And here's the thing. I wouldn't buy a game that got 5 out of 10. I wouldn't, on my score. For me to buy a game, it would have to, at least on my score at least a minimum of a 7, and this is a 2. This is a very do not buy.
So the footage that we're seeing, like, it has been cropped. Like, you're not seeing the UI. They're showing
or they
again.
Turned off the UI.
Yeah, they're showing a variety of things, which is good. But I would have.
I think they turned off the UI, not cropped it.
Yeah.
Looking at them.
I would have liked for them to show more bosses, or shown like the fatality scenes of those bosses here, because those are good to repeat. Like when you have like a very great action shot like that. And I mean,
at least minimally repeat.
Yeah. I don't think these screenshots were in the trailer.
I can't tell. I don't think they were, though.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, so much of like what sells this game is definitely the aesthetics of it.
And the voice actor.
The
very expensive voice actor they probably spent most of their budget on instead of making the game good.
So, the screen...
People say just make a good game and you'll succeed, and, that's not true. But just pay a really expensive voice actor and, make good marketing materials and you'll succeed might be true.
So, the grade for this one, like, again, outside of the weird accolades image, I mean, they do technically have 9 screenshots. Well, wait, do they count? Okay, yeah, they don't count the animated story as one of the screenshots. So they do have 10 screenshots, or 9. Their original... I mean, the question is, how much do we ding it for the accolades?
A lot. Because those are very red flaggy, very untrue, and very red flaggy. Just selling the hype. And people who are already on the hype train, it's not going to matter because they're already on the hype train. And people who aren't on the hype train, I don't think it's going to get people on, And I think it's going to possibly raise red flags with them. Especially when they recognize who actually did those reviews.
So the grade, like, without that accolades, I think for me this will probably be an easy... I would say maybe an easy B, maybe B- for me. So with the stinger there...
You said what?
What?
You said without the stinger, without the thing at the front?
Yeah.
Yeah, without the thing at the front, yeah. B plus. With it though, not so much. I'm gonna go C.
Yeah, I'm hovering between C and C plus myself because I think the screenshots, they do show what we want to see. A variety of images. They're either cropped or the UI has been removed. But that first one does hurt it quite a bit.
And they led with it. And
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think I'll stay like in the C to C plus range for me. Like right in the middle.
they're riding the fence.
Mm-hmm. So, let's go down to the about, and again, we get this accolade once again.
Yeah, because we haven't seen the hype train enough. We got to be hyped more with the same exact thing. And again, more red flags. Again, they can't sell the game; they're selling the hype.
Mm-hmm. We have
I
a
mean,
very long
honestly,
paragraph.
instead of this, I think a better screen would be, the voice of Geralt and have
Mm-hmm.
like an image of Geralt.
Mm-hmm.
Would be a better hype train than this.
Mm-hmm. So we get once we get past that beginning,
We
it
got a
does have good
wall of text.
structure. We
Lots
got,
of walls of text.
blue text. It's like right on the line of, how long you want a paragraph to be. We have custom GIFs.
Yep.
Customize your attack.
And
So,
the GIFs are describing what's happening for the most part, if not
mm-hmm.
all of them.
Yeah. So, I mean, it does have good structure, but then we get to the features, and it's just a giant bullet point list.
And it falls off, and then you have that logo at the end. It's like, why is that there?
If it was like an animated GIF of it, I think that would be better. Or like on a flag, or
Yeah, if it
it's
was
just
on
like
a flag
naked.
waving
Yeah.
kind of thing, that would be good.
Mm-hmm. And they mention a dog cockle again twice in the about this game page. So this is one where the middle is better, or is the best part of it.
But the beginning and the end, which is the most important part,
Mm-hmm.
are bad,
Yep.
quite bad.
So for the grade, it I can't give this in the B range, even though it does have really good structure in the middle. It has custom GIFs.
Mm-hmm. If they deleted the beginning part and they deleted the end part, I think this would probably be like a high B,
Yeah.
maybe even a low A.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a low A actually, yeah.
Yeah.
But or maybe even a mid A. But the beginning and the end just really ruin it,
Yeah.
especially the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
telling you on the hype and the wall of text that's preventing you from even scrolling down
Mm-hmm.
to see anything else.
Yeah. So grade wise, I'm thinking maybe C
Go.
plus.
Yeah, I'm gonna go C plus too.
Yeah. It does a lot right in the middle, but the first part and the end just bring it down.
Yeah. And basically the first part stabs itself in the heart and the bottom part shoots itself in the foot.
Alright, so we go to the title card.
So no matter how much it thrives in the middle, it's going to be severely handicapped.
Mm-hmm. So, title card, we got 3 tags, 2 really good ones.
They're missing a freebie of like single player.
Mm-hmm. You could maybe squeeze RPG in here. Maybe. But
Yeah,
it
I
has...
don't think I would.
Mm-hmm. But it does have the prerequisite of 3.
Uh-huh. It's got the franchise of United Label, which is not a franchise. That's a publisher. Publishers are not franchises. That's a demerit.
So we went to the website. It is a publisher website, not to the developer.
But it does look decent.
Yeah. Twitter goes to the publisher. YouTube goes to the publisher.
And this is the publisher page.
Yeah.
Not a developer page. Screw the developer. We don't care about them.
Yep. You can send them a message on Twitter, and you can reach out to the publisher on the website in both
It
cases.
can't reach out to the developer though.
No.
In either case.
There's no Discord.
Nope.
No other than Twitter and YouTube, no other social media. So it does do it right with the genre tags. But then everything else is just very much not marketing this to the developer.
Yeah, it's they're all demerit. They have the right information except for the Discord. It's just like if they had the Discord and all of these actually went to the if the franchise actually was a legitimate franchise or not there, if the pages actually went to the developer instead of the publisher, if there was actual Discord on here, this would be an A+. But the fact is the Discord is not there. All this stuff goes to the publisher. United Label is not a franchise. All of that is demerits.
Yes.
Now we're still giving them points for being there and having a way to contact them, So, but they're being demerited because they're wrong. Except for we're not giving them points for the franchise. We're definitely just docking them points for that.
Yep.
But overall, all the information except for the Discord is here. So after all the demerits and everything, I'm going to go with a C+.
Yeah, I'll go with a C+ as well. Like if everything linked to the developer, probably get a B+. It can't get into the A range because it doesn't have a Discord. Yeah, so I think C+ is fair.
Yeah.
So
final grade.
Looking at our notes, so we gave the trailer a B-. So everything else is in the B or C range.
Yeah, it's a very BC page. It's before something that we would probably get demodded for.
So with our scores here, like I don't think there's enough here to bring it up, and likewise, I don't think there's enough here to bring it down.
I think if you look at everything overall, it's bringing it down, but it's not enough to bring it down by a grade, because like the thumbnail for me would hold it. For you, it would slightly raise it. Screenshots would bring it down from by 2. The about this game brings it down by 1. The title brings it down by 1. So like it's very minor what it's bringing down, and it's got a slight increase for Josh's side and holding for my side. So like that's not enough to change the trailer grade. So I'm going to say final grade is the same as the trailer, B-.
Yep. Not much else to say there. But yeah, this is definitely an example of a publisher, I think, focus page, as opposed to a game or developer focus page.
As well as a hype focus page.
Which hype is good, but...
if it's good hype, anyway.
Yeah.
This is not good hype.
And we both have seen the game actually in play, and I don't know if I would be giving this a 9.5 out of 10.
I know I wouldn't. I would give it a 9.5 red flags out of 10.
Alright, so with that, I think we'll wrap things up for this week's show. So, as always, if you'd like to get in touch with either one of us, you'll find information and links in both of our respective descriptions. And if you'd like to submit a game for a future show or resubmit a game, please reach out to us.
Yep. And if you want to see the game I'm making, make sure to go down in the description and join my Discord. And we do playtesting over there. So come over there and play, and it's a grid-based CCG that's very, very unique, unlike pretty much any other game ever before.
Yeah. and do all the liking and subscribing. If you want to catch these shows live, we do them Mondays at 4 ET. And if you want to learn more about game design and game dev, tune into the Safely Extreme Cast Sundays at 4 ET on our respective channels. So,
Yep, and be sure to go down the description and check out both of our channels, both of our Discords, Twitters, all that stuff. All the links are down there, and smash the like button and lick the smash button.
So, with that said, come back for daily discussions on game design here and on game wisdom, where some of the art and science of games. Until next time, everybody, take care.
See ya.